Hi, and welcome to a Friday afternoon live card making tutorial. This afternoon, I have for you the perfect casual Friday project. So stinking simple, but it is delicate and pretty. And it all started with me wanting to use the Delicate Framing Bundle. It's, I believe, a November online exclusives. And then from there, it went the way it went. And I end up using the Brush with Beauty Designer Series paper because, well, it's just a beautiful pack. And I thought, "Oh, this idea, I can't wait to show you because the paper is just too pretty to cover up." So let me start by introducing myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 24 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So let's have a look at what started it all. As I pulled out my Delicate Framing Bundle. Let's see. There we go. My girlfriend was here, and I said, I want to play with this. And I had started using it and just wasn't falling together the way I wanted to. So I pulled out the dies, and then I spotted this die. Went, oh my goodness, I have an idea because I think the Brush with Beauty paper, and here are some of them. Isn't this gorgeous? Is just so pretty. And we've got a lot of beautiful papers that really, you just hate to cover them up. And the idea spawned from there. So let me show you. Here we have the Delicate Framing Bundle. And so you get these isn't this beautiful? The script font is pretty, and I love when they mix it with a script with print. Just so elegant. And then we have these dies to do some framing. And so you can create frames with them or borders. And one of their card samples I really like. When you go look at it in the online store, a couple of the others, not so much, but beautiful, beautiful bundle. Okay, and then I just showed you the Brush with Beauty Designer Series paper. Gorgeous paper. I mean, my goodness, it's gorgeous. So this is going to take about 5 minutes or less. Very simple. Oh, but let me take a time to tell you about the magnet cards. I've got mine stored on these magnet cards that I get from Stampin' Storage. They don't come from Stampin' Up! Like this. These magnet cards are just super strong, yet really easy to get the dies off. And they have them now for the new envelopes. All right, so the 5 by 8.5, and they say for Stampin' Up! Next to them, or for SU. And I also want to tell you, because 15% off store-wide, January 30th and 31st. They surprised us with that this morning. So 15% off store-wide. If your order gets up to $150, free shipping in the continental United States. And, the really big things aren't included. The craft tower and stuff like that. But 15% off store wide. So I want to make sure you knew about that. And all right. Okay, so let's see. All right. So we're going to start with die cutting. And because I've got the dies, right? Ridiculously simple. And then stick around because I'm going to show you the card idea in at least 6 other patterns. Hey, Miss, is it Marcia? Mario? Okay, looks like it. All right. Is the magnet sheet thick? Does that tell you anything? Here's cardstock. Very thin. So definitely thicker than cardstock. I mean, they're nice and sturdy. And what I like is I can't knock them off. Yet, like I just showed you, the dies come off so easily. So very, very pleased with these. And of course, they fit right into the envelope. Now, I'm storing my envelopes separate from my stamp sets because I slip mine in like this so I can see them. I like to see. They've got them on here, but I want to see the actual size. But they are thick enough to be strong, but thin enough that you can, because some are storing their stamp set and dies together. And so I hope that helps, and you're most welcome. Okay, so what I have here is my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And there we go. Don't you just love the small profile so you can, I've got mine on a shelf behind me. And then I am using, you need plate number 1 and plate number 2, or you can use, so it's hard. Oh yes, it's not real flexible. You know, I know what you're probably thinking, like the magnetic vent covers. So, I mean, I can flex it, but it's not flimsy at all. And so, um, so you can, plate number 1 and plate number 2, we're building up the sandwich to cut with these thin metal dies, or you can use what I'm using here, and it's not offered by Stampin' Up anymore, but a magnetic platform. And I picked that up on Amazon. So there's a QR code and the links under the video. And all those little circles are the magnets. So that just helps keep um, the dies in place for us. All right, so regardless, plate number 1 and plate number 2, or the magnetic platform, you need a plate number 3. There we go. Oh, Miss Patricia's here. Hello. All right, and so then our designer paper. Okay, it's not quite as bright as this. This is the Darling Duckling. I was playing with my camera right before. It's not quite this bright, but very pretty. And so then we have our long die. So the rough edge, that's the cutting edge. We're going to place that down, and right about there, almost goes the entire width. And then we need another plate number 3, and we will place this on top. All right, don't scoot it on. If you scoot it, you're very likely to scoot either the paper or the die, and that's not what we're going for. Okay. And there we go. Set this aside. And this is what I'm after, this. Although I will show you how I used the part we just die cut out as well. And you know what? I just put my take your pick tools and put them aside. But this is really pretty too. I think this was the point, to have this beautiful die cut, you know, to put on a card. Isn't that gorgeous? But I looked at that and thought, nope, I want to use the reverse. And you put your dies right back on here so you don't lose them. Fantastic. Okay, and so here was my idea. And so this is Darling Duckling, and I can come in closer. Hey, Miss Shuri is here. She can tell you how this went. She was here. I wanted that to show through. I mean, we've got gorgeous paper, and we got this nice delicate design that I just bent, peeking through. Super, super simple. And, oh, I was just playing. I've got my Stampin' seal. Here we go. I was just playing and put it up because I was finishing the inside for you. Isn't this side pretty too? So what I'm thinking is all occasion cards, but really some really good note cards. My sister-in-law is really good about handwriting notes. And so I've got a full set. Okay, and so let's go along here too to keep this secure on this side of the die cut. And what I need underneath me, my silicone mat. I finally am getting smarter. Why? I mean, I can get it off of my glass board, but why am I even, letting it get on there when I've got the silicone mat? You know, Stampin' Up carries these. I can show you. We carry them. And it was funny because it was one of my sweet stampers who said, do we have a silicone mat? She wanted to try a reverse technique. And that's when I thought, oh, for Peter's sakes, why am I getting adhesive all over my glass mat? Okay, so we got our adhesive, not on my glass mat. Did I put it on there? Okay, there we go. The silicone mat. We have that with Stampin' Up. Okay, all right. And so stinking simple. But again, I've got others to show you and a variation. So I've got the coordinating early espresso. You know what? I need to leave that closed so I can see where I end. Because you need to get it centered. And this brush with beauty paper is so pretty. You know, it's an online exclusive, so you never know when it will just disappear. And what a great time to order, because we've got the online exclusives. And there we go. And so now this All right. And so for this inside, our base color isn't white, it's very vanilla. So I put very vanilla inside, and look at that. You can use this down here to decorate. On my first one, it wasn't as much contrast, so you can do whatever, right? You can down here or up there. Here, let's do this. So your choice, if you like more contrast or if you like to finish it like this. So either, how pretty. Or, you could cut more and do both. And so super, super simple, but look how stinking elegant. And so I said, oh my goodness, because I think this pattern is just so pretty. And we've got so many beautiful designs that you hate to cover them up, with embellishments and big greetings and images. And we just got so excited. We just kept going. So you ready? Okay, so here we go. And these are all from the Brush with Beauty designer series paper. This was actually one of our favorites, the stripes and crumb cake. And one of the coordinating colors in the paper is Secret Sea. And wow, did that show through. Like, oh my goodness, that's so in there. There we go, inside. It's so perfectly coordinated, that extra little touch. And this was the same as the first one I just did, but with a crumb cake. Very lovely. And then it got more interesting. The colors showing through weren't as vibrant. And so I cut another one, die cut, of mossy metal, a coordinating color, and put that in there. And so it's an inlay instead of just laying on top. I thought that was just really, really sharp. Hey, Miss Rhonda, she made it to a live. Fantastic. And then here we go. Oh, and I'm not telling you the colors. This is on Petal Pink. This is also on Petal Pink. And, we just tried all kinds of colors, but the Darling Duckling just really stood out well. There's something special about it being an inlay, that it's fitting down in there. It's just laying on top. In person, it's just like, oh, wow. Okay, and then on Darling Duckling, it was the best color because we kept trying different colors. It looked the best. And then the mossy metal inlay. And then this pattern that I'm crazy about, and the very vanilla stood out the best. And so I didn't use the adhesive sheets on it, and I just did the multi-purpose glue with my silicone mat. So I laid those pieces on here, and then with my, well, I can just show you with the two-way or multi-purpose. And so you put this on and let it air dry. And once it turns translucent, you don't have glue squirting out all over you, and it's something you can really work with. And so the silicone mat, what a beautiful thing, because any adhesive just rubs right off. And so that's what I did. And so ridiculously simple, perfect casual Friday, but wow. And honestly, I just think these turned out so pretty. I'm going to use this for my sister-in-law, give her a beautiful set of note cards because she does use them for her birthday that's coming up in March. I'm like, oh, yeah, that will work. Aren't these just gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Oh, I can scoot out a little bit so you can see better. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful coordinated set and of cards with the delicate framing dies. Of course, I recommend the bundle because look at these greetings. They're so gorgeous. And you can pick these up in my online store. I checked, made sure everything was available. shopwithshelly.com. Oh, and if you would be so kind, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. And less than 5-minute cards? You can have cards made in no time at all using our gorgeous, gorgeous designer series paper. And in particular, look at how gorgeous the Brush with Beauty is. And this really turned out pretty. Now, it's one big sheet that has a border all the way around. I trimmed off that border, but you've got plenty, to be able to make multiples. So there we go. Super simple, but we were just having so much fun. It's like, oh, what other color can we do? What's next? What's next? Okay. And again, let me show you these because, I think some people are missing the online exclusives. They'll say, where did you get that? It's not in a catalog. And, this is still pretty new to us. It's been a good year, but you know, you have to get in that habit of looking for the online exclusives, and I still will make something with this. It's just beautiful, but just pulled that out and we just kept going and had a blast. Okay. And so, you know, let me try to block out some light. There we go. So, you know, we just had the January online exclusives and the January through April mini catalog start about 3 weeks ago. So that's going on while we have bonus days coupons. Now that's ending very soon. For every 50 you order, you get $5 to spend in uh, February. Just spend it like cash. And you're also earning Stampin' rewards. You are double dipping. It is the time to go to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com, and clean up. Get all these things that you've had your eye on while earning Stampin' rewards and bonus days coupons. And the bonus days coupons, like I said, we will redeem in February. So, well, I am so glad I didn't give you all much of a heads up that I was coming. It's been one of those days, and it's like, oh, I can, you know, and that song was going through my head, although it doesn't apply. You know, bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan. It's like, woohoo! I'm just cranking on all cylinders today, is what it felt like. And and then I thought, oh, I'm able to pull it off and come and see you because I was really hoping to get in here today with this super simple card that I hope you all liked as much as I did. Not covering up our gorgeous designer paper, that little bit of a design at the bottom just made it, oh my goodness, that's so pretty. And then it's like, wow, that was super simple. Hey, casual Friday. So all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So I'm not seeing any new comments. And I've got my witness, Shri is here, of how that all went down. And so it is that time that I once again want to thank you for spending some of your time with me as I share with you handmade cards. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Good afternoon,